Hey you guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today I will be walking you through the procedure of how to change the Womet-Tech EVO lever adjusters from the red factory provided color to any of the ones that you may have chosen to purchase while you're getting yourself a set of these levers. It's the end of 2016, and throughout the year you've seen us mount these levers on a number of different bikes, and we've had a lot of questions from you guys on how to get a different color adjuster on these levers. So without further ado, we will be bringing you this video, and we'll be showing you how to perform this very simple procedure to get yourself some style along with the performance of these beautiful Womet-Tech levers. Now, the one thing I have to mention about this particular install is that you will really need to protect your eyes, because there is a spring-loaded bearing inside this adjuster, and if you don't, you will likely walk through life like Carl from The Walking Dead. You don't want to do that. And besides that, riding a bike with limited depth perception really sucks. So let's get going. All right, so we will begin by picking one of the levers that we're going to be working on first. And for this demonstration, I have chosen to use golden anodized adjusters to replace the red. So I have that ready to go. I want to mention that these adjusters come as a set, so you'll be able to retrofit both levers on your setup with one kit. They also come with a set of springs and bearings in case you do lose the ones that are inside your levers. That is just a little precaution that we've packaged up with these adjuster sets. All right, so first, let's identify the top side. You have your pointing adjuster, and you have the Allen head of the screw. On the opposite side, you have no adjuster pointer, and you have a nut. All right, so once you've identified the top and the bottom side, you will notice that the bottom side with the red ring here has an Allen head screw. You will take a 3mm Allen and unscrew that in the counterclockwise direction. Once you get to the top and the thread is all the way out, you just remove that and get that fastener ready for reinsertion. The red part will no longer be used. Now, inside this assembly, you have a brass bushing that will need to be lifted out, and for that purpose I use a small pair of needle nose pliers. I insert them inside the bushing, pry them apart, and pull out while I rotate. I only do that until I have roughly an 1/8 inch of surface coming out of there, the bushing surface, and then I use needle nose plier to grab that and gently get it out all the way. Now, before I do that, I'll make sure that my finger keeps the red adjuster portion in the lever. You don't want that to jump out just yet. At this point, if you let that go, you risk that your spring and bearing will fall out and it'll be hard to find. So what I'm using here is a little plastic cup. I will shoot the spring and the bearing into the cup. You can use a plastic or paper cup or whatever you got laying around. This is just what I've chosen here. Now, to strip this out of the lever, I will just push it out, and the spring-loaded lever to fulcrum connection will allow it to slip out once I get it past a certain point. At that point, I will be holding my hand over the cup so that my bearing doesn't shoot out. All right, it's as simple as that. The adjuster comes out, and our spring and bearing are in the cup. I just dumped them out here. Show you guys what they look like. I just like to have them on the towel because they don't roll around and they're really easy to grab, rather than, well, I got lucky here, but see, it becomes cumbersome. So when they're on the towel, they're ready to go. So I'll keep them here, and I'll show you guys the rest of this procedure. Now, when we insert this adjuster back onto the lever, we have to make sure that the pointer portion is up top with the screw head. Remember, the bottom has the nut, top has the screw head, so we'll get that on there. To make this reassembly easier, I have determined that if you put a little screwdriver between the fulcrum component and the lever body, that will unload this connection. It will make it vastly easier for the following steps. It's possible without doing that, but it really helps, so I recommend doing it. So again, screw head side, pointer, and now we're back on the bottom. Now we will need to make sure that the hole for the spring and the bearing is actually visible to us. Through the center pivot hole of the entire adjuster. This is our hole for the spring and the bearing, and this is the pivot hole for the adjuster that I was speaking about. Now I will grab spring, insert it in place, grab the bearing, and sit it on top of the spring. Show you guys, but we will take another take from the top and splice in this video so you can see what I'm doing. I just need that bearing to be held in place with gravity. Then I will take a flathead screwdriver and press down on this bearing to clear the shelf surface that it needs to slide under. At the same time, I'm going to be pushing this adjuster in. So I'm going to do that now. And once that's done, we have that bearing being pushed into one of the adjuster locating holes that you see here. There are 6 of them for the 6 levels of adjustment. And at this point, I will insert the bushing back into this assembly until it bottoms out. And I will drop the screwdriver out. And as I press the bushing in, I'm going to go through the adjustments, make sure that it in fact did bottom out, and that's good to go. Now I will get this final adjuster backer piece onto our adjustment mechanism here, making sure that the countersunk hole is on the outside and that my flathead countersunk screw fits in there and becomes flush after reassembly. So if you reverse this guy, this screw will not sit flush with the surface. And there you have it. It's a M5 fastener. If you wish to torque it, don't go beyond 88 inch-pounds. Okay, so there you have it. You can swap these adjusters in about 5 minutes if you're patient and you take your time. The other side will be exactly the same procedure, so we won't be doing any redundant footage here. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.